I'm Diana Binks for Level 5 Motorsports, and I'm joined by race director of Grand Am, Mark Raffauf. Now, Mark, this is a fantastic event.
Yes, it is. It's my 37th 24-hour Daytona as an official, probably my 20-something of running it. So, yeah, this is my favorite race for sure.
I've got to ask you, first of all, do you stay awake for the whole 24 hours every time?
Yes, I do. I'm here the whole time. I do occasionally leave for maybe an hour to take a shower. I don't live that far away, change clothes, and try and make myself a little bit more feeling better at least. But I've learned over the years that if you stop, it's very hard to start again on our side of the fence. I know that for the drivers and the crews, stopping and getting a rest is good. It's good for us too. I'm obviously, because I'm standing out here talking to you during the race, not the only person, but they're all upstairs and I got my radio here, and if I'm needed for a short break I can do that, but I'm here the whole time.
So Mark, what's your role as the race director? What does it involve?
I basically am the chief official of the whole event, so ultimately responsible for both the technical specifications on cars, all the procedural stuff, all of the penalties or infractions that occur. So even though, again, I'm not the only person and I don't take the credit for all that, I do have a very good staff of people, of part full-time employees. That's ultimately my role, is to be the sort of the chief executive officer of the event for Grand Am.
Now, how have you seen it evolve over the years?
It's evolved from, say, back in the 70s and 80s, an event where babying the equipment and actually finishing became an accomplishment. And today it's a 24-hour sprint race. I mean, it is flat out. You drive your equipment as hard as you can all the time. Rarely do people win or succeed by not having some problem. And so the team aspect of the team's ability to overcome the problems, whether the driver drove it off the road or whether they ran it out of gas or whether they forgot to put the wheel on right, any of those variables affects the team and the ability of the team to overcome that, as well as mechanical problems. But the number of mechanical problems actually are pretty few. Most of the guys that DNF or lose time due to human error as opposed to mechanical failure. So that's the biggest thing I've seen, is it's become a 24-hour, wide open, flat out, fast as you can go all the time, because everybody's doing that. If one does it without a problem, that's when you get the ones where they win by 5 or 10 laps. But I think, as you know, over the last 4 or 5 years, the Grand Am formulas and that type of racing have produced extremely close finishes for this kind of racing for all of history. The closest one in history anywhere was 2 years ago, and we've had GT races here even as early as 2:05 and 2:04 where they were decided by 3 seconds after 24 hours. So it's pretty cool. You got to be on your game the whole time.
Absolutely. Now, how important is it for new teams to come and do this race?
I think it's the true test of how well your team works as a team, because without everybody's effort being focused to a certain goal, whatever that is, success is just not possible. It has to be a team effort, whether it's drivers, crews, engineers. Everything has to work and has to work well, and no one of them can excel and carry the rest. They all have to do their part equally well, and their ability to do so reflects itself over time. Not, there's always luck in this, and so I don't want to discount that, but it reflects the level of success that people have achieved. When you see a team like Ganassi run at the front all the time, they're professionals, they do this everywhere, they're hard to beat. So the bar is high for when you have groups like that here, but they're also beatable, and that's the really cool thing about long distance racing, is it's a leveling playing field, because the outcome is more dictated today by people than by equipment or technology or trick stuff or anything like that. It's how well the people use what they have, and that's what determines the outcome.
Now, I'm assuming then, after 37 years, you still enjoy this a lot?
Oh, absolutely. This is the best race on Grand Am's schedule because of what it is. This is probably the most unique racetrack of its type in the world. A lot of pros and people come from different forms of racing who've never raced here, or they come from Europe and they come over here and they walk through these tunnels or ride through these tunnels, and they get out and they look around and they go, whoa, this is different. And it really is. It's a truly spectacular facility, and I think that's what helps make it what it is. It's fast, it's challenging, and it's very demanding physically on people and equipment.
Well, Mark, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for talking to us today.
Very welcome. Enjoy.